Hello Internet, I'm Jackie Fox, and today I'm going to show you some of the best teams that you can make with the Chaos Elements, or with the Dark Elements. Yeah, no, actually the Dark Elements fits really well because you've got Dark, and then you've got the combination of the three elements that have the most cross-play with the Dark Espers, which is going to be Water, Ice, and Earth, and they make a pretty powerful combo, and they all have pretty strong magic damage dealers at this point. It's a very powerful magic team. As you can see, it wipes through things, including one of the teams that I really want to show you the most. The stats for this team are pretty impressive. I don't know if I'm going to put it out before or after this, but I am doing a video for Veritas the Bolt, Veritas the Frost, and in that video I show off their stats in the context of a Veritas only team, which is really not set up for them. It gives you the basic idea of like what they're good at, but doesn't really show their true fullest potential. Meanwhile, I think that this particular team, with it having both being fully ice, but also being a katana unit that is finding a synergy with Red Mage, which means there's a lot of job-based vision cards that work for the entirety of that team as well. So there's just a lot of potential synergies going on that says that even as an ice element team, this one is kind of at the cutting edge of what ice can do in terms of vision cards at the moment, and also with very new characters. And Veritas the Frost specifically is just very powerful in this composition specifically. Again, as a katana character, he is kind of flexible in job VC range. Like, he can get into teams like this even if they weren't necessarily ice units. So maybe he works well with like Orlando or other Red Mage characters like that. But there are also other things like Black Mage that Katana works pretty well with, so maybe he works well with Shurika even. Shurika, Gilgamesh, and Veritas of the Frost could work. But while I think there's potential for him to play in a lot of ways like that, I really think that maybe this specific ice team, but this ice team and ice teams like it are probably the very best example of Veritas of the Frost. However, especially against a team like this one that I put him up against today, he's got no chance of cursing anybody, so that's already one thing kind of down for him. And with enough follow-up damage, courage isn't really going to help him survive the way it might in a different matchup. Alright, so let's check out another team. This is the one that I run more often so that I can put Gilgamesh into another team. As you can see, I'm getting pretty close to 2000 magic with Sodley, really good elemental resistances, and with this equipment, a lot of status resistances as well. Got a little bit more power here with Mont, but as you can see, nowhere near the resistances of Sodley. Mont's also going to be the slowest here. I'm going to be doing, I think for this one, a slow center strategy. Exia's doing alright. She adds a little bit more strategic value than just raw power, but she is a bruiser despite what she looks like. And as you can see, this bruiser team also cleared the guild pretty easily. So let's check out this versus Veritas team here. They're going to be using Veritas of the Ice and Water. And I think that there's like a lot of Veritas that are actually pretty good. Maybe even like, you know, I find myself using them even when I do have other options, even when like, I found myself using them in Quick Pick, I found myself using them in Class Match, I found myself using them in Guild Battle. Even though they're not aimed at being the best characters in the game, but they are aimed at being good. That being said, using two of them at the same time is maybe not the way to go. That also, as an addendum to that though, maybe specifically at this moment, Veritas of the Waters and Veritas of the Frost make sense together because they have a vision card together now. which you can pick up actually rather quickly if you think about it. It's going to require let's say about 500-ish, a little bit less, shards between these two to activate. So that's going to be at least a couple weeks of trying to get in the top 5 or 10,000 in a row to unlock the vision card and all of its shards. And it works well for them. It's also a really good card as a combo for bow and missile units. So this could potentially work well for combinations of like light, lightning, water, and ice. At least this one vision card could support a team like that or a team like this. But really, I think these are some of the best characters. I really like Ashermont. He's a little bit older than Sodley and Exia, for sure. But at the same time, he still holds up in my opinion. Okay, so moving on into another match. Just to give you a little bit more context for this team. I think it does really well. And there's a lot of magic in the meta right now. Ashenmont having silence can be helpful. Not that there's anybody to necessarily use it against in this particular team. Okay, so we've got setup, we've got regen active before even taking damage here. Oh, but we do have frostbite on Mont. That really sucks. We'll get through it. Oh. I mean, I guess I have a turn or two. I mean, enough time to take out Gilgamesh at least. Don't worry. Sodley's got plenty of AP. He's coming quick. You would think a Lancer would not have trouble with jumping up, but it seems like he got stuck down there. Wow. I mean, I guess the frostbite is finally kind of relevant for Mont, but unfortunately it didn't stop us from walking all over the team. Of course, 2 level 120 characters on here were not doing it any favors. So here's the one I want to check out next. As you can see, we're getting close to 2. So I thought there was a version of this that had more like 2k attack. And it's got to be one where I'm running Fenrir as a sub VC. Maybe I'll show you that a little bit later. Here's what it's like without that. That's also going to reduce Agrius' attack power a little bit. It's not going to change much for Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh here right under 1900 magic. Pretty solid resistance to wind at the very least for him. Okay, so with that fixed up, let's see what these stats are really like. 2001, yep, just over 1,000, over 1,400 for Agrius, and over 16,000 HP. And just under 1,900 and just under 15,000, or just over 15,000 for Gilgamesh. So, they have relatively high HP pools. It's not just Agrius here, our tank that has a lot of HP. They all kind of do. They hit pretty hard as well. And apparently we were the only thing we couldn't beat. So this should be, I want to say this is a Katana Red Mage team. Mentioning that synergy in this video, here it came. But I mean, that's what we're doing too, so We're both doing the Katana Red Mage thing, I guess. These guys are a bit more out of date, you could say, so this shouldn't be too hard of a fight for them. But I think we might be able to sweep this pretty easily. Like, I think this should be very easily a fight where we don't lose anyone. I might be a little surprised if we lose somebody. They do have a Gilgamesh over there, so this isn't a terrible team. It's just Reagan hasn't been updated in a while, and we also haven't seen significant updates for Sephiroth in a while either, so... Oof! Oh, he really fell to the Seeking Plume. And Reagan got before he left his side of the map. Just Gilgamesh showing that incredible range, hitting him from midfield. He just attacked over Gilgamesh to hit Agrius. Frostbite onto the opposing Gilgamesh. Reagan is down. And now we're doing some damage. Oh, we got the curse off too. Damn. Also, healing power up on Gilgamesh is wild because his Seeking Plume will restore so much health. It's ridiculous. Like, just full HP restore anytime it goes off. It's kind of lovely. Then how about a mirror match? Again, doing the slow center strategy, using Agrius as my just a tiny bit slower than the rest of the team character. And that allows her to get regen off on everybody as well, which is pretty nice. As you can see, that's working out on both sides of the field. I think I even somehow accidentally switched back to where these are the same vision cards. So they're exactly the same team. We're not doing a lot of damage. It looks like Agrius resists magic damage very well. We don't... the rest of the team doesn't necessarily. See, our Agrius does, but the reason that we lost this fight, you can see it already. We got 2 people stopped on 1 attack. That Agrius won it for them. Like, we got beat to death by RNG. Oh man, don't you just hate it when that happens? But yeah, Agrius is no effing joke. Because every once in a while she lines that up and you just win. I mean, honestly, not as often as you would like, but it's such a crazy way to win a game. It's so devastating that I'm personally glad from a defensive perspective that it's not easy to execute. At least not easy to execute consistently. So I think for this one I'm cascading. I should probably do a slow center here too instead of a cascade, but I hadn't put that much thought into it. I'm using 2 Veritas here because other than Gilgamesh, this really just isn't my element set for this account at all. So I'm using kind of the better of the Veritas that are available. My Dark still isn't like where I would want him yet. Let's see, what would my other option be? Oh, Veritas of the Waters. Nah, I think I hate to say it, I really do. She's cool and all, but like, Volka's hard to use. Volka, I definitely couldn't use her in place of Gilgamesh here. I don't think I would replace either of them with her either. Although it was an AoE damage dealer coming in beside Gilgamesh, she might actually really mess people up with his Seeking Plume. Speaking of getting messed up by Seeking Plume, Gilgamesh just taking it down. Team's good. That's pretty nutty. But they aren't really needing him right at the moment. Come on, X-Step. Come on, show off. I matched up against this team for a reason. Good. Okay, you got a KO. Good job, buddy. Just be a tanky slow boy in the backfield. Got newly updated Ferris. Nicole, who I'm so glad he's in the game. But I'm really disappointed by his performance every time I use him. I don't know, maybe I haven't cracked the code on this boy. If you have some ideas about how to use him effectively, let me know in the comments, because in a lot of ways he performs like a worse Exia. Exia has a pretty good job. Nico holds a book, which, I mean, it's gotten better recently for them, at least with VCs, but it's still probably one of the weakest jobs. And it's not doing a whole lot on water right now. I feel like this is kind of my newer, better water characters, but they don't feel very good to play right now. Even though I have a strong synergy, even though I have really good vision cards for them for the most part, through water synergy that I've been playing on this account for a while. I really do need Exia, though. Exia is so, by so far, the best magic character, or the best water character in the game right now, but one of the better magic characters even. Maybe the best. Or maybe at least one of the top 5. You know, any water team wants her. And my water team would probably do a lot better with her. Instead, I've got Nicole, who is a lot like her, but just kind of worse in every way. You know, the non-obvious ways, like the job class being a pain to build with. But also just not having the damage, not having the durability, and really, like, not having... I mean, he's got a lot of tech. I don't know, he's not even that great of a support. I was hoping he'd be more supportive, but he is what he is. That being said, we have put their Exia down. We did get rid of Gilgamesh pretty early. He was pretty instrumental in taking out Gilgamesh early. But we were able to get 2 stars here. It's not a complete loss. And this is the Dark Esper All-Star Tri-Elemental team. I don't have Solly for this account, but I went really heavily into Ashermont. As you can see, he's very powerful. So he's going to be kind of my replacement here. And if you were wondering what a team like this does against a better guild, we did pretty well with the marketed, with the marked exception that we really could not handle evasion at all, Earth Evasion. And I think Earth Evasion is in a really good place this week, mainly because units like Yuna, newer units like Yuna, or even slightly older units like Shurika, who are just such a good counter for evasion, and Shurika specifically being a good counter for Earth Evasion, just they're factored out of this competition. And that means that there aren't any really good checks to Earth Evasion's power. It's not that you can't build accuracy teams with what you have provided here, and it's not that some of these teams aren't fairly accurate or couldn't even be built to be accurate enough to deal with that. I just haven't dealt with that yet. Again, this is all like day 1 footage, just kind of my first ideas before I'd fine-tuned anything, before realizing that, yeah, evasion is going to be a major contender in this format, especially Earth Evasion, and that's going to be pretty difficult for the remaining accuracy characters to deal with, but not impossible. Definitely a strong archetype, though, in that to really be able to cope with it, you have to be prepared for it, so you can catch people off guard with that very, very easily. As you can see from my team's just both doing really poorly into our evasion wall. So, very strong archetype here, but if you haven't been building Earth evasion, or you haven't been building Earth in particular, then something like this is still going to provide you a lot of power to chew through people's teams with. So, okay, we're both down a character. Ooh. Doing a little extra damage here. Ketone barely did anything there. I think she's got her follow-up. He did pretty good damage, but we healed back pretty easily. Ketone has Frostbite. Still isn't doing much damage to us, but I think that was a basic attack. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Follow-up hits for the win. We got it. Alright, let's see what's next up for us. I'm going to do another one with this team. It's pretty good. But I want to show you how that Earth evasion is doing. And this is a very good team. So, with that up and out of the way, I want to say thank you so much for watching to this point. Remember to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment. Tell me what you're thinking, what you're running. Do you have a team that feels like a cheat code for this format yourself? And yeah, I really need to put Exia in the middle of this team. I actually, as of this point right now, haven't fixed that. So I need to go fix that after this recording. I think this team would probably benefit from like a slow center, because I think Gilgamesh could get up there. But at the same time, Gilgamesh is already missing. Exia is pretty accurate. Mont can be. But I don't think he can hit Owl. No, I don't think either of them can hit Riku. That's bad. That's very bad. I think maybe Gilgamesh is guaranteed hit if she doesn't have the sure hit avoidance, but he's gone now, so woof. If you want to support the channel more than that, you can go over to Patreon or Ko-fi for one-time or recurring donations, just to help make this a little bit more worth my while to keep making this content. I appreciate you if you do that. That again, that helps make it like a lot more worthwhile for me. The people believe in me enough to donate some of their hard-earned money to continue me on this path. I appreciate you so much. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.